I'm sure you have two quite unique perspectives on this. The Mike Flynn case, now Trump is trying to tag it as Obamagate. Rich, I think the DOJ stepped in and made the best out of a bad situation here. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think you're right. The Department of Justice did just that. This was an injustice, and they came in and they made it into actually making sure that justice was done. So I think that was a step in the right direction. The facts that are being revealed through these court documents from Sidney Powell that we're seeing, where there was exculpatory evidence, where the former DNI, James Clapper, admitted that there was no Russia collusion, yet on the public record in the media, he said otherwise, is really disconcerting.
Walker, what are your thoughts?
Well, I just wanted to ask, do you think that any of us would that any of us in a similar situation would get the same treatment? Do you? I mean,
I don't think that's a topic that's on the table. I think we're talking about
no. I mean, if you were in General Flynn's position and you had lied to the FBI and you had admitted it and pleaded guilty twice, do you think that they would drop the charges against?
You have no argument. You're on the wrong side of history, and you can't get your facts right on this either.
Yeah, Walker, I would say that's the only argument that you can hang your hat on, because many on the left who are going wild now are huge advocates of criminal justice reform and unfair prosecutions, and unfortunately, many people go to the electric chair or get a death sentence, and it turns out some of them weren't guilty. But also, many strangers get pardoned at the last minute by governors and presidents and stuff. So it does happen to regular people every so often.
John, this is a man who is a Trump ally who pleaded guilty twice, who was questioned by the FBI and admitted to lying to the FBI, and is now in an unprecedented move having the charges dropped. There are 2,000 former DOJ officials who are calling on Barr to resign over this. I mean, I'm all about criminal justice reform and stopping unfair prosecutions, but at least let this play out in court and let's see what happens. But the man pleaded guilty twice, and I don't think that an ordinary person like you or I in that situation would be getting the same kind of treatment that Flynn is getting. And I think
let me add to that. I think I agree with you there. There's a point of agreement. I think that no one is going to come after me because I'm not an intelligence professional. But the fact is, Mike Flynn was the Defense Intelligence Agency director. And because he was an intelligence savvy person connected with the Trump campaign, they went after him to handicap him so that Trump would not have an ally in the defense intelligence structure.
That is not the justification for going after him. They were surveilling.
How could you prove otherwise?
Well, this is precisely why we need this to play out in court, and we should probably release the transcripts of his discussions with Russia's ambassador. Right? I mean, that to me seems like the obvious move now. Right. And also, I think that the
obvious move here is that Flynn was clearly somebody that was targeted politically. This is a political persecution that we're seeing in the United States. The Department of Justice has righted the wrong, and now we have advocates like you saying, you know what, throw a good man away, put him in jail, and that's wrong.
I disagree with your framing. I think that I'm not alone. I think there are a lot of people who worked at the DOJ who view this correctly as an unprecedented political move. The fact is, he's a Trump ally. This is not the first time that we've seen suspect treatment of Trump allies by this Department of Justice. And frankly, I mean, look, the one thing that I will say is that if you want to go back and you want to say that, this is not a uniquely corrupt Department of Justice, that we have seen a corruption of the rule of law over the years, over past administrations, I'm with you there. But to call,
and you should be, because you're right. There's the unique corruption here belongs to the Obama administration, targeting people
for a while. That is true.
Political allies or opponents. This is something we haven't seen in the United States. It's the biggest scandal.
No, this involves a change in foreign policy towards Russia and conversations that this man had that were not in line with what the administration was pushing. And and that's what started this. I mean, he was questioned fairly.
He wasn't
Yes.
questioned fairly.
But James
All right,
Comey
guys.
himself admitted
Yeah,
that it was a setup.
he was a setup. But guys, listen, we got to take a quick break. We're up against a hard commercial here. I can't shorten it. We're going to come back and talk about the Senate Republicans that are breaking with Trump over Obamagate and the push to reopen. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with Walker Bragman and Rich Valdez right after this.